problem is target number 5 for this 2016 Sycamore Math Invitational. You're given a rectangle. The first thing you need to know about this problem is that when you have a rectangle inside a circle, if you draw in a diagonal, that diagonal is a diameter of the circle. And that is the really key fact that you need to know. Because if you're just trying to find the area inside the circle but outside the rectangle, then you need to find the area of the circle and the rectangle. But if you can find the area of the rectangle, then you can find the area of the circle because the diagonal should be easily found. Okay, so you're given that AE is 6. And the reason why that's the diameter is because any right triangle that's inscribed in a circle is always, the hypotenuse is always a diameter. Okay, so we know that's 6. And then you know that you have these equilateral triangles. And because you have these equilateral triangles, you know some things about the angles. Since this is an equilateral triangle, that's a 60-degree angle, which means this is a 30-degree angle. And if that's a 30-degree angle, this is a 60-degree angle. We already know this is 60, which means that's 60, which we already knew because it was an equilateral. And so it turns out that you end up with these congruent triangles where ED is simply the sum of EC and CD, but CD, because it's an equilateral triangle, and we know that those are all the same, well, AC and CD are going to be the same. And since this is equilateral, or since this is 30, 60, 90, you use what we know about 30, 60, 90, which is the relationship between the legs is root 3. So to go from AE to EC, we divide by square root of 3. And 6 divided by square root of 3 gives us 2 square root of 3, which means that AC is 4 square root of 3. And if AC is 4 square root of 3, that means that ECD is 4 square root of 3, which means the area of my triangle is, or my rectangle, I mean, is simply going to be 6 times 6 root 3, which gives you 36 root 3. And then, because the two rectangles are the same, we know that this angle is going to be equal to that angle. And because they're the same, we also know then that this is going to be the same as this. And from there, we know that we've got the big rectangles are also 30, 60, 90, and we can see that because 6 root 3 is just root 3 times 6. And so that means that AD is simply going to be the short leg, which is 6 times 2, which gives you 12. So the diameter of this circle is 12, which means the radius is 6. So the area that we're trying to find is inside the circle, which is 36 pi, minus the rectangle, which is 36 root 3. If you go through and you type that into your calculator, you get this as 50.7. And so the correct answer to this question is 50.7. 36 pi minus 36 root 3 is 50.7.